So TaReKiTa actually came about in this very unusual way. I wrote it as a gift for a choir that's based on Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles called Urban Voices Project. And this is a choir of people who have either recently or are currently experiencing homelessness. And I was working with them in 2016, and I was working on a totally different piece. But one day, the main music director of the choir was off, and he asked me to just come in and give a workshop, as a sub. And so I showed up and I thought, okay, what's going to be a fun thing for us to do? And so I taught the choir about Indian rhythms, and we had a really great time. I went home, and I thought I would come back the next week to work on the other big piece. And I could not have been more surprised when they came to me. They were like, we have questions, like, can you explain this? We want to get this right. We love this. We've been trying to figure this out all week. And my first thought was one of absolute delight that, oh my gosh, I've introduced them to something that they feel really connected to. And my second thought was one of a little bit of guilt that I knew I wouldn't be able to put those Indian rhythms into this other piece I was working on. So I thought, gosh, maybe I should just write them a different piece that's just a little quick thing that they can have fun with, that they can engage with, that will allow them to explore these rhythms musically. And so it was only ever supposed to be a piece for that choir, and it was only supposed to ever be just a gift of love that I gave to them. I love to write for musicians who I know, who I've developed a really deep and meaningful understanding of their musical practice, who spark me and who make me excited to write. And the music that I write is always born out of that relationship. And I always think, who's in the room? Who am I writing for? How do the people I'm writing for interact with one another? And how can I create an interaction that really feels good, that allows them to show each other who they are and show their audience who they are. And in this case, TaReKiTa was about that, was about Urban Voices Project singing to their community and showing their community this thing that they were really deeply excited about.